can't. Hello and welcome to Kick-Ons. My name is Simone, and this week I'm joined by New Zealand export, costumier, and the Sarah Jessica Parker of drag, Miss Polly Filla.
Hello, I'm being held against my will because no one else is available.
You coming to Kick-Ons? Oh, before we start, it's time for a quick disclaimer. The following short-form internet video is for entertainment purposes only. We're just two stone-cold hotties talking about our favourite show. As long as you can tell the difference between telling a queen you don't like her choice of earrings and telling a queen to quit drag and die, then we'll all be fine. Now on with the show.
Oh, what? I need to die?
Yes, go. Now, for people that don't know you, tell us a little bit about yourself.
So I'm originally from New Zealand,
Yes.
and I was started doing drag about 25 years ago. Let's just go with that. 10 years.
So you're beating Minnie at this stage.
Yes, yeah.
Oh.
10 years in New Zealand,
Yes.
and then in 2006 I moved to Melbourne.
Yes.
And sort of did drag in Melbourne, and then I've moved up to Bendigo. She's gone rural.
And the rest is history.
Well, yeah.
Oh, it's a pleasure to have you here today.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Now, before we get to it, I'm thirsty.
I'm
okay?
so thirsty. I'm
Yeah,
dry.
So I think it's time that we bring in the tradie of the season, the official tro. Come on in, feed me, mama.
I am not driving, but I'm also not drinking. So I'm just on the cola tonight. Thanks.
Thank you. It's pink. That's perfect.
It's quite fabulous.
I know, it's like we knew it would match the set. No, leave the can. I wasn't joking. Thank you. Oh, cheers, girl.
Cheers.
Oh, so delicious. It's actually really nice, actually. Do you know where we got this from? All right, so at the top of the episode, Aubrey Have, our lovely queen from Melbourne and New Zealand, reminds me of someone I know. I don't know who. She's been eliminated, and she's left a mirror message for people to read. Stay fag.
I didn't get the rest of it.
I don't know, some other comments, but I think it is already a meme. Stay fag.
Stay fag.
It's beautiful. Stay fag, babes.
All the kids are saying it.
Kong has got a fire under her bum. You've got her, and then you've got Spanky. She just won. She's happy.
Yes.
But then we see a bit of tension because Hannah, she missed out again.
Oh, that was a bloody good outfit.
Well, if you saw me last week,
I agree with
she should have
you.
won.
I agree. I was like Hannah and Minnie.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Like no offense, Spanky.
Yeah.
I love you, but
yeah. Well, I've been in that exact situation. Week 1 of RuPaul's Drag Race and Under, I was adamant that I was meant to win. I
didn't watch it.
I was adamant that I was meant to win. So I know the exact mentality that Hannah is in at the moment. But it's double that because she's missed out twice in a row now. She's going into the next week being like, this is my week, love. Will she do it? Spoiler alert, she doesn't. So it's a new day in the workroom.
Yes, yep.
Okay. The girls are strutting on in.
And it's straight into the first game.
Yeah, RuPaul's walked in. She's dressed as a beautiful tablecloth from Dine-In Pizza Hut
I'm going to say
restaurant.
that's not a Klein Epstein Parker. No, the budget doesn't stretch to that.
No. She's in a beautiful little tablecloth that she's worn today. And we have our first mini challenge.
Yes. 10 tradies come out. 10 tradies.
Now, this challenge is very similar to the one that I did while I was on there.
Right.
But instead of tools, when I did the challenge, they had animals.
Okay.
You didn't watch it, did you?
No. Oh, yes. Yeah. I remember. It's my old age playing
No,
up.
babe, neither did the rest of the
My
world,
old age
but it's
playing
okay.
up.
So we watched that all happen. Okay, this time instead of animals, they've got tools. It's
Tools that you used to do drag. I'm looking at them going, I don't use any of this.
No.
Like maybe if it was, I don't know, spac filler or like, super glue.
Yes.
Drag is 50% Bunnings and 50% glitter.
Yes, drag is about dry, wet to dry, wet to dry, wet
Thank
to
you.
dry.
Constant, and then sand it down to a polished finish.
I do want to give big props though to whoever its job it was to stuff the various items into those shorts, because we were just trying earlier with our tradie of the season to even get a bloody bottle down there. Now, that does remind me of when we did the same challenge, and the beautiful Rod, who I affectionately named Deb when I did the challenge with him, he, when he did it, he had his animal in there, and every single time he did a reveal, he accidentally flashed 3 inches of his pubic area.
Oh.
And it just happened every single time. So much so that just before the end of the challenge, Rue was like, okay, right, we need to do just one more, but can you not like almost flop your dick out? It was like it was just every single day. And he was just so excited and proud. I loved him.
Oh, see, I would have been upset. I'm like, I would, all that like foreplay and then no.
I know, they're just worried about what they could show on television. But if you go back to the actual episode on season 1, I think they used one of the cuts where there is a lot showing. There is a lot. But yeah, the challenge went for a while.
Yeah, and like as RuPaul said, Pomara.
Oh, yes, talking about it taking so long.
RuPaul literally signed off. Was like, thanks for coming, good night. And Pomara's still going,
takes a lot for Ru to be like, okay, babe.
All right, I'm done. And she wasn't even in drag that time.
She's like, come on, hurry the fuck up.
She was in a Kleinitz in Kmart.
But I just can't even believe that, like, for Ru to do that to you and you still keep doing it. That's not a good thing,
that is the equivalent of being at the Academy Awards and the orchestra playing you out. It's like, you're done. Get off. We're done.
That would live in my nightmares.
Absolutely.
If that happened to me being like, oh, and Ru's like, yep, thanks for coming today. Or no.
Can you imagine if she was like, and sashay away? Like, you took too long. You're done. Bye. See ya. Bye.
Well, the episode would have ended the same anyway. So, but we wouldn't have been able to see the beautiful comedy routines we did have later, because we do have our winner, the person that does
beautiful comedy.
The person that gets most right.
Dribbling, sorry. Old age, what are you going to do about it? You've got trade of this season. I'm going to have a carer.
Molly Poppins won the challenge.
She wins, so she gets to choose the pairs.
Yes, or she picks who she wants to go with. Okay?
Right. Yep.
She goes with right next door, her other fellow hobbit, Miss Anaconda.
Who would you have gone with, do you think?
If I was in that lineup?
Yeah.
I would have gone with Spanky.
I would have gone with Spanky too.
Like, I honestly thought she would have picked Spanky straight away.
Yeah.
Because you're not judged on how you look. You're judged on your humor. Maybe she was a little bit worried that Spanky would outshine her. Because you never know. Sometimes you get paired up with a partner, but you get judged individually.
That's it.
That's the issue with Drag Race. You never fucking know.
Yes.
So she's gone with Hannah, and then she goes, oh, I'm not being strategical. And then she pairs up. So we've got Beverly and Pomara.
Because that's not Rig Morris.
Oh, no, they're both wearing yellow.
Oh, okay.
That's the
logical. Yep.
Oh, Minnie and Kong, they're together.
I see that working.
Then we've got Spanky and Yuri. Everyone then pairs off and they start working on the challenge. And
there's a bit of shade throwing, isn't there?
Yeah, Molly reveals that, yes, she was being a little bit strategic. And then everyone's like, oh, so yes, you paired up a quiet one with a loud one, or a talented with a non-talented one.
Or a yellow one with a yellow one. Yeah.
That has been my favorite banter all season.
It was like drama for the sake of like camp drama.
It reminds me of when I came back to the competition, but I remember we had been told to like.
Did you come back?
It's like I'm sitting with my father. Popped out of the thing. Everyone was shocked.
Right.
But then we start working on our costumes.
Yeah.
But we were told we're making Drag Race, guys. So we all made a pact to be dramatic.
Right.
So that's why in that episode there's this big shift and we're all like, oh, well, we've already sent you home once, so we'll send you home again. Okay, mama, yes, God.
Throwing the shade. Yeah.
Because like, and they're all being like, attack, because we'd been told.
You gotta up the ante on the drama.
Yeah, and that's what it felt like watching this bag. It was enjoyable.
Yeah.
And like, I know people are going to watch and be like, oh yeah, they're all so mean.
No, they are all taking the piss. They are all taking the piss.
This week, we're doing a drag brunch challenge.
It's kind of more like a partner roast.
That was some drag queens sitting on the table, and then
it was a talk spot. It was a talk spot.
It wasn't even doing this. A drag brunch is like stock standard throughout all of America.
It's normally like, 11 a.m. So good luck getting a drag queen to turn up anywhere at 11 in Australasia.
But it's like, that's where you see all the videos of those drag queens that like jump off buses and then go out on the street and pour water all over themselves, or like all that crazy stuff.
Smash their nonny into the
But this is yet again an Americanization of Down Under drag, because we have only just started having drag brunches, and even the drag brunches we have are not a drag brunch.
Yes.
It's
when it starts at 3 p.m. It's not really a brunch.
It's an afternoon event.
Yes.
that has some booze and some drag queens, but it's not a drag brunch.
No.
So it was so weird to put these drag queens on a stage and give them this challenge when it's not something we do. You, me, Karen, Jessica James.
Yeah, that's right.
All tried to put on our own drag brunch.
Yes.
And we slogged it for weeks. It was amazing venue, rooftop, blah, blah, blah.
Oh my God, it was stunning.
Everyone was just sleeping from being fuck-eyed the night before.
We had some people that turn up from the night before. And you could tell them because they'd eat the porridge and be like, oh, this is lovely.
My favorite was when a drag queen would show up and then big sunglasses
and a beard and the wig slipped back and the glue coming off.
So
yeah.
I do have a bit of an issue with it being a drag brunch challenge. I wish they just called it a roast.
To me, it was a talk spot. It's like, that bit where, you've done the show and there's two of you come on the stage and you kind of like roast each other, roast people in the audience, do a bit of happy birthday, drink special. And
to flash forward a little bit, that's what the successful people did.
Yes. Do you think the brief was off?
Yeah.
Because they prepared and then of course they went out and saw Reese Nicholson and
the
other comedian who I can't
Chris
the other comedian who was insert name.
Hey, we love you. So first up on the main stage to talk to Reese and we have Spanky and Yuri.
Yes.
Okay, now this is an interesting pairing.
It is because I've worked with Spanky and you frothed for Yuri, so...
You're in safe hands with Spanky.
Absolutely.
She is so fun to work off.
Especially when you get to a point where you freeze, she'll pick it up.
Yes.
With something funny that you weren't even expecting.
They were trying to play up this dynamic where it's like, oh, well, you're going to look shit next to her. Oh, no, babe.
No. Probably the best thing Yuri could have done was work with Spanky.
Yes. They use some of their material. Some of it's, your drag standard stuff, but it's still fun. It's still entertaining. Yeah. I'm excited to see what they're about to do.
Mm-hmm.
We've got Minnie, Cooper, and Queen Kong. They come out.
Minnie's very manic.
Yeah, she is.
She's very manic. And Kong's kind of...
They really are chalk and cheese in this situation.
No, the complete opposites.
Yeah.
It was say, Danny DeVito and Arnold Schwarzenegger,
Yes.
Two completely, and that's what makes it work.
Yeah. We've all seen Minnie with a microphone.
Oh.
And it's a great time.
Comedy magic.
What you used to say about Hannah, the queen from Middle Earth, but I call it Perth, Hannah-conda.
Yes!
And it's just so good. It's so good. I don't care that she's just buzzing the whole time. I mean, who wouldn't?
She's having a good time.
She's living her dream. Next up down the runway for their comedy rehearsal, we have Bev and we have Pomara.
B1 and B2, yes.
They say some things. They get some constructive criticism. They keep cutting each other off and being like, oh, that was my line.
Yes. Sometimes it doesn't matter who says the line. I mean, obviously, if there's A, B building up to a punchline, then it does matter. But if it's just a joke that, say when we do bingo,
yes,
someone will say, oh, 1 and 2 is 12. Oh, Art Simone, when does 12 inches become a foot?
When you can feel the ankle. That reminds me of House of Drag. It's a reality competition based in New Zealand, hosted by Keita and Anita.
Yes.
Pre-Drag Race. Same production company, same team that did everything.
And Spanky was on season 2.
Which she won. And one of the challenges on season 2 of House of Drag was bingo.
See, I think that's great.
That's drag.
That's great. That's drag.
That's literally drag.
that is like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday drag.
And I think from memory, Spanky is the one that won that challenge.
Of
because
course, yeah.
It's about communicating and connecting with your audience. And bingo is actually one of the hardest gigs there is.
If you can command a room and get their attention, you can pretty much do anything.
Yes.
Like Pomara and Bev,
yes.
And they were tripping each other up.
I just work solo. I'm just a solo girl.
It is easier. It's the rule of improv. It's yes and. And sometimes when you're throwing those things out, whoever you're working with just steamrolls over the top. I think what a lot of queens forget is you have to yield. Learning when not to speak is important as learning when to speak.
It is even more difficult with someone you've just met. I know, they think it's 3 weeks. You met them 6 days ago. The only people you could connect with was the camera crew that you can't talk to, the PAs that you can't talk to, the story producers that you can't talk to. and the judging panel that are just
Judging you.
just judging.
Just judging you.
So it's very hard. Hanaconda and Molly Poppins, they're actually like a great pairing.
The same height.
Yeah.
What about this tall?
You know, I would feel very safe in Hannah's hands.
She's
They're very little, but I feel like she could hold me.
She's a good time.
Yeah,
she is a good. Like I've hung out with Hannah, as have you, in dressing rooms, and just chatting about all sorts of just shit. Yeah,
she's done it all. If you can do a bingo and you can do a hens party, you can do a drag brunch.
Easy.
So you're fine.
Yes.
Their material is, it seems old. They do get some good direction, which is show us a bit of yourself.
Who are you?
Which is a very valid thing for when you are meeting an audience for the first time. If you go out there and be like, hi, I'm a drag queen.
Oh my God, I'm sickening.
Slay hunty.
Yes,
work
hunty,
at my mind.
work.
Yes, God. I'm a
Work.
drag queen. Work it. Yes. Or
Everyone's like, great. What makes you different from 999 other drag queens?
show us who you are. Who are you? Who are you? What are you bringing to the drag world? What is your point of difference? What makes you tick? My ring is stuck to my fishnets. And you see this with drag queens that are coming up in the drag scene. They watch Drag Race for 100 years. They see the drag around them and they mimic it.
They kind of like suck it all up like a sponge and just monkey see, monkey
Which
do.
can be great. It can be just dropping and jumping off roofs and going, yes, God, here's my human hair lace front unit. Work it. But who are you?
I'm Polly Filla.
What are you adding to the drag world?
I'm trying
What's
to
your point of
retire, but
difference?
okay. Trying to remove myself from the drag world.
New day in the workroom. It is challenge day. It is drag brunch day. It is runway day. All the girls are getting ready in the workroom. And
Well, not all the girls, because Yuri's not there. Where's Yuri?
Yuri is not there. She's got an eye problem.
Yes.
Okay. And she's not there. The thing that I'm worried about as well is you don't get any time to do your makeup whatsoever.
It's like an hour to maybe 90 minutes, isn't it?
She's already in A&E getting a cream for her ball and she's not.
The
literally
challenge.
start without her.
Yes.
To be fair though, I know how these schedules run. If you're not there, you're not
It's
there.
like, it's got to go.
But I was honestly worried. We've seen this happen before, right? People fuck up limbs and shit and everything.
And so that's lovely. Boom, but see ya.
We'll see you next season, maybe, if you're lucky. But so I thought it was honestly going to be one of those episodes. 'Cause
Yes.
We've been programmed for that to happen so many times.
Yes. You're like, what's going on here? So first up are...
Yuri, come home. It starts.
It starts because they just have to. They just got to get on with it.
Oh.
Yes. What?
Before it starts. Do. Oh,
Mother comes out.
Mother!
Yes. She looks gorgeous.
She looks great.
She
this
looks
episode.
gorgeous, and that sort of it's like a sort of a gold and almost like a blood red sort of like leopard print. Just funny because I've actually seen the same fabric on girls at DT.
Well, remember when she wore that Aztec print? That
Yes.
Aztec sequin?
Yes.
And we had it
We're
like,
like,
it's great.
That's a 5 yards off AliExpress special.
The
Yes.
drag queens of the world, you know, go, oh my God.
Oh my God,
It's like Rupaul.
wearing normal fabric.
And then we haven't talked about her looks too much on kick-ons, but
Michelle
Michelle.
Visage. Looking
looks so
snatched. So snatched with that pony and the little piece in the front and the
And
top.
the red and the, like this vampy secretary bitch.
I loved it.
Like she looked like she would run like a whorehouse for vampires. And, you know, if you didn't pay your bill, she'd rip your throat out.
I love it. Already, it's the tits.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And we've got Reese looking like Reese. Ursula Carlson.
Hello, I'm Ursula Carlson.
Buscut. Do you know Buscut? Oh. She has this comedy routine where she's like talking about things you should not name your dog. And she's like, I could never have a dog called Biscuit because if I was at the park and she went missing, I'd just be this fat lady screaming, Buscut! Buscut!
Ursula Carlson is, of course, an amazing South African comedian who lives in New Zealand.
And
who
does
works
a lot of Australian television.
Thank you. Thank you.
It's time for drag brunch.
Yes,
Yuri's
all right.
still not there. She's just relying on drag time, I think.
If I was lip syncing at a drag brunch, I was the last act on. Why'd I have to be there from the start?
Well, actually, it reminds me, I just did a gig with etc. And
She turned up like on drag time.
no.
What?
She walked in the door, dumped her bag, she walked straight onto stage. And was she late? No.
And like Passion Couture would say, that's drag.
Hannah and Molly did what they were told.
They were joking about hobbits and
yes.
things.
Then they brought in their priest and their that gag.
That was actually, I found that flowed really, it had a nice sort of,
yes. Out of everyone bar Spanky and Yuri, theirs probably felt the most natural and fun. There was only a few jokes the entire set because we were watching together that
were
we laughed
funny.
out loud. It was stuff we'd never heard before. Bloody Molly, when she's talking about being a clown, and she's like, the last time she blew up a balloon was farting into her foreskin.
I was just like, what?
A good joke is something you take the audience to visualize with you.
Yes.
So
you should take them there and then go beyond.
So unfortunately, I had to visualize Molly Poppins' meaty foreskin tuck balloon animal.
Well, I will say this about Molly Poppins. We know she's not Jewish. I found that Minnie and Kong just it just felt a little bit awkward. Like what I'm meaning is the gelling together. It was like, I'm going to do my bit, you'll do your bit, and I'll do my bit, and it wasn't together. It was like two individual.
Well, no, it was one individual. It was Kong.
Yeah.
Kong took it all, and Minnie was half behind the fucking...
Minnie was kind of like the sideshow, like, hey, I'm still here.
Yeah, and she was funny. And that's why, like, when Rue's talking about it later on, she's like, I don't remember what she did. She didn't do anything.
Yeah.
She didn't really get to, like, show me what a Minnie Cooper talk spot is. But that's the hard thing with duos. That being said, Kong was great. It was the first time I've ever seen Kong tell a joke in her life.
She's an amazing dancer.
A drag queen doesn't have to be funny.
No, not at all.
You know, they can just be...
I mean, look at me.
You're funny looking. But then forget about everyone because we see running into the workroom, slap it on her face. Yuri's back, baby!
Yes! That is the fastest makeup. Like, boom. I would have liked to have seen like a little split screen. So like, you know, the things happening in real time.
Yeah. They should have had a
Yeah.
like the main stage girls are on. Because I would love to know when she actually walked in.
Yes.
Could I actually ask her? Hello, I can't type because I'm got long nails on, but I have to know, when did you, how long did you have to do your face when you came back? Like, they're obviously filming on the main stage, but like, were they like halfway through the girls or they like just started? I have to know how quickly you did your makeup, please. It is for scientific purposes. We need to know. Thank you. So Yuri got back to me after filming and said that she had 40 minutes to get ready and she was ready just before she walked onto the runway. So she missed all of the other stand-up sets, but she also had to shave off her eyebrows so she'd get ready in time. Oh, crazy. Spanky and Yuri walk out onto the main stage. They deliver their set.
Oh, it's like, it's beyond hysterical.
It is so good.
It's like, without even like getting to I'm just like, we were sitting watching it just rolling in hysterics.
Oh, and it was so clever that they were like, great. So we're going to walk out. We're going to do the instructions on how to be a great patron at a drag brunch.
Yes.
Here's the exits. Here's the rules. Don't do this. Don't do this. And that was a great structure to be able to insert every single joke.
And then there were some brilliant interjections like, come!
No, Yuri guy just saying, come is the funniest thing. I can't wait for Yuri guy come rags, come merch. And Spanky looks good.
Wearing something that comes past her knees.
And she's like, I've got pants, or whatever she said. It was like, they did so well. And if I was on the main stage watching that, I would have been like, fuck. So the theme today is Red for Filth. A little homage to Miss Alaska Thunderfuck. So first up down the runway, we have Beverly Kills, who is wearing red. She's got a candle stuck to the top of her head.
That's hot. No, literally, it's a candle. It's hot.
I thought you were going to say she's a bit lit.
Yeah. And so she's got like wax sort of melting down her face.
There's a lot going on from here up.
Yes.
Okay, so
there's like drag makeup, and then there's like a bit here and a bit here.
There's an eye patch,
bit here,
and some braids,
and there's a wig,
and the body. I feel like maybe the candelabra should have been red.
Yes, it kind of was like this beautiful.
There was no other black.
Beautiful red silhouette, and then Like,
Yeah,
kind of
it was not.
the dress was gorgeous.
But it
was
could have
gorgeous.
even been like red as a base, but like maybe the wax stripping down was black, or like if you want to bring that darker element to give it depth and dimension.
You can dry brush things so they're a little
Yeah.
bit darker just to relief them, so it's not like
Yeah, when she had it off, when she was doing deliberations and everything, I was like,
yes.
oh, like I can see her now.
Yeah.
So yeah, the gown was lovely.
Yep.
The sequin embellishments, the stones are crystalline, fit really well.
It was a lovely silhouette from sort of here down. And from there up, maybe it just didn't need, like the theme was red.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't need to necessarily go, and I'm doing red and this is my red, because it could just be a look.
The outfit's wearing her, she's not wearing it.
Agreed.
Because last week, couldn't see who Beverly was. So much shit around her face. This week, who's Beverly? I don't know, because Beverly's not here right now. There's someone with an eye patch and a candelabra stuck to her head that's over here. As a whole, shits or tits?
Tits from the neck down, shits from the neck up.
Yeah, due to the styling, and I'm going to give it a soft shit.
Yeah.
Just a soft shit.
Yeah, like a beautifully made outfit,
Oh.
but the presentation, not really.
Yeah,
for
yeah.
me. Anyway.
Soz Bev. So next up down the runway, we have Pomara.
Oh.
Yeah, so Pomara has decided to take the theme of
Yeah.
Red with Filth and think of Red Earth, Red Desert.
So to me, I was getting orange.
She was saying she was paying homage to Uluru.
Mm-hmm.
So that is, dare I say, a burnt orange. You know, it's very orangey red.
Umber.
So I could see that.
But the theme's red.
The theme is red, and that feels like...
And so you had all these girls in these amazing red outfits, and you had like someone in kind of like orange burnt umber.
Yeah, so she was paying homage to Uluru.
Yeah.
And I love the idea, but the execution didn't take us there, because when someone has to explain something to you.
Good idea, not great payoff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was a nice gown.
Wasn't one of my favorite looks.
No, so I'm gonna give it. No, it's a shit. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
You are so what a nasty bitch.
I was there.
What a nasty bitch.
I wasn't there, but I've been
horrible person.
I've been in that studio.
You are a horrible.
And I know what it's like to prepare shit.
You are a horrible person.
It's a turd.
For me, it's a shit. I just didn't like it. I just didn't like it. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, Pommy.
Sorry.
Next up down the runway, Anaconda.
Oh, yes.
Well, you wouldn't know it's Anaconda because for most of the runway, you can't see her face.
Well, she's kind of like giving me like a sort of a clear red PVC plastic Spanish sort of señorita. I kind of got like with the big hat and the hair and kind of the layers. I was getting like sort of a Spanish vibe.
I'm getting where in the world is Carmen Sandiego?
Very that.
And I kind of
if she went to a water sports party.
I'm going to be hosed off it.
I liked it. I think the hat maybe just could have been a little bit further back so we could have seen more of her face.
Yes.
That's probably the only critique I could have given.
Yeah.
But I liked it.
The colour match of her chest to the cutout with the stones on it.
Bang. Yes. Strip bam.
I was staring at it being like, no, she must have the same fabric up the top here as a piece. But I was like, no, that's her skin.
I think the only person that actually like nails an accurate skin tone is Bob Mackie.
Well, also
because he just.
Well, you remember hearing that RuPaul's even like stockings get like hand dyed. Maybe Hannah was out there. She was out there with the rich, and she was just like
jumped in with it as well.
But for me, it's the tits. Loved it.
Yes. It's the tits from me as well.
It's the tits, babes.
Chef's kiss.
So next up down the runway, we have Molly Poppins, who claims to have invented a new style of reveal. She has a boa, and she drops the boa, and it's a boa.
What did she say it was? I've got this beautiful red ruffle train, and we're looking at it going, it's a ruffle boa. It's a ruffle boa. It's not a train.
Molly, you looked great. But
and she let it go, and I was thinking it's this fabric attached to it. It's a coat.
I was really excited for a moment. I was like, Oh, wow.
Here we go.
Molly, they even gave you a sound effect. They gave you a poof and it hit the ground.
And it was a ruffle boa.
No, that was just a boa. It was great though, but like my only nitpicking is on them trying to make that into a moment. Bitch, that's just a fucking drag boa. That's just like me walking out with a boa and being like, guys, it's time for my reveal.
But I love what Rupaul said. It was like, that is the tackiest thing I've ever seen.
Oh.
But it's so tacky, it's fashion.
Oh, I'm being so critical, but I loved it. So it's the tits.
Yeah.
It was the tits. It just
literally, it was two of them.
Yeah. It was. I'm just being critical on like them claiming that is like the most exciting reveal in the world.
Well, how else are you going to describe it?
Babe, it was just fucking ruffle. But that being said, it's the tits. Loved it. Hair, makeup, styling, garments, beautiful.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the tits. So next down the runway, we have Queen Kong.
Kind of giving me like Island Volcano.
Yeah, she was like hot lava, like
with
sexy.
With the horns.
And this is also
Yes.
the second time that Queen Kong has referenced and mentioned Moana.
Oh.
Do you think she's like coming out as like a Disney guy? But no, she looked really good. So
I like the design on the front.
Yeah, that was beautiful.
And it was a nice clean look.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's the tits.
Tits from me.
Tits. Walking down the runway with her tits ablazing.
Oh,
It's the super duper mini keeper.
Oh, free the nipple. Nipples were free.
Tell her!
Oh.
Did not one PA, producer, or drag queen backstage be like, hey, babe, your fucking tits are hanging out.
Your nubs are showing.
Because
your
she
nips.
came down that arms. She puts her arms
And
in
it
the air.
was a boom.
Because there's no mirrors like backstage.
Right.
There's one when
okay.
you just walk on through the door, but it's like Rue's mirror. They might have moved it. Like you can't look at
Right.
it. You know, like scary. Don't look at Rue's mirror.
Turned to stone. I've made costumes for myself and I make costumes for you. And you know that when something strapless doesn't fit, you either stuff more tit in it or you sort of push your chest out just to hold it up.
And Minnie would know though. So that's what makes me think that people saw it happening and they didn't tell
And they
us.
just went, we won't tell her.
Because you really rely on your fellow queens and the PAs and the story producers.
I mean, I have seen a couple of the queens in Melbourne who like to wear those, those full body corsets.
Mm-hmm.
They put their arms up and it's like titties.
So it's a real shame. And
It was a beautiful dress and it's just a shame that it was
like Pomara all over again where the message was
lost in a wardrobe malfunction.
She turned around, beautiful. And that giant safety pin. Because it's like she had like a red ribbon, like you would like safety pin it to a top or a jacket or whatever. The safety pin was like this big. It was so good. Well, I'm also really glad that she brought this message to the main stage because a lot of young queer people or, a lot of the audience of Drag Race are heterosexual people. They don't know. That
was a throwback, of course, to the AIDS ribbon. That's the other thing with queens of a certain age. We have lost people to HIV and AIDS, and that is something that stays with you.
For Minnie to be up there being like, my friends suffered and I'm here to represent them. Beautiful message.
Absolutely.
I am, a conspiracy theorist. I reckon they saboed her. So for that reason, I'm not going to be upset that I saw her tits. I'm going to give her a double tit. It
double
is the tits. Yeah.
My only thing as a costumier, I would have maybe done like a band of nude, something like just a strap or, around the back and maybe just put a couple of red diamantes on it. So it doesn't interfere with the line, but you've got that
support.
That's it.
We're down to the point of the runway, okay? Because walking down the runway, she's really done it again. It's Spanky Jackson. Spanky, you're making me into the villain, and I don't want to be the villain.
I have mentally blocked it out.
We've got a reference for you. Here it is.
No, I don't need to see it. No, please.
There seems to be the runway where the queens were like, it's the message. I'm bringing a message. She was out there representing the Anzacs.
Oh, is that what that was? I thought it was the poppy field from like Wizard of Oz. I thought she was like, yes, I'm high, I'm on heroin.
She had an Australian flag and a New Zealand flag in her hand. And she was like,
I thought they were wings. I will say this. The armed forces are very protective of anything to do with the Anzacs.
Well, I think that's why they didn't say it.
I worked in a
You had a job?
once upon a time. It was an adult. It was an adult retailer. All right.
This is not going where I thought it was going to go.
I worked for an adult store, and I had to do the window displays. And so for Anzac that was coming up, so I put an army uniform because we sold army uniforms.
You put a dildo with a puppy on the end.
No dildos. No, I was very respectful, and I put a proper army uniform there, and I had camouflage netting, and I wrote "Lest we forget," just just saying we remember them
in the window
of an adult store. And we got phone calls. Oh my God, that window has never come down so fast.
You were fucked.
And so the thing is, they are so protective of anything to do.
It was an adult store, Polly. You're a fucking sexy land being like, all right, let's be forget.
You didn't have dildos out.
I'm gonna use.
I was being respectful.
I'm gonna use a uniform that only has one tit out instead of two.
So my point is that they they get a little bit
Okay, styling it again. You had a hoop skirt on. But we could see the white hoop skirt from the front.
Yeah.
Why wasn't it red? Get some spray paint. You sprayed your outfit in week 1, babes. You know how to do it. I would love to see Spanky one day partnered with a costumier and a stylist.
She was!
Oh. But I mean, because her ideas are great.
Her execution. She just needs a hand to deliver her full
Imagine if the
vision.
inside of the skirt / train, I don't know what it was weird, but what if she got hundreds of poppy flowers and glued them all on the inside, so from the front you could see them all there. I mean, I'm sorry, Spanky, but it's the shits.
It's the shits.
Please, babes. Please. And last up on the episode is Yuri guy coming down. Oh.
Frothing.
I was frothing because she did a full makeup change.
It was a full makeup change.
And if people don't know, they're like, oh, you were just on the stage doing the challenge and now you've got a red face. You have at max an hour to get out of your first outfit, change, and then be back ready to do the runway. At the absolute, we did it a few times.
And that's hair, makeup, the lot.
Everything.
Right.
Or it's, do you want to eat lunch or do you want to change your makeup?
Oh, hard decision.
Because people don't realize when we do the main stage thing earlier in the day, that's probably let's say 11 a.m. Okay. So you do that main thing, all finish, and then they break for lunch. So all the cameras break for lunch, or the crew break for lunch, and you have...
And it's a late lunch because it's filmed.
Yes. Yeah. And then you have that time to change over and be ready for the runway.
Oh, right.
Or if it's a ball, be ready for the next look. So it's a really quick changeover. Yeah. In the first episode, I was lucky. I had to do a makeup change, but that's when I did half face. And then for the second half of the runway, I painted the other half.
I'll trust you. Okay.
Yes. Or on the finale episode, we did the girl group challenge. I'm a winner, baby.
Did you get sent home?
But we did that performance earlier in the day.
Oh, right.
And then I changed into my finale makeup, which was all the crystal work and everything. So to see her go from just her regular drag face,
which was put on very fast,
to full red devil with horns and teeth and
the outfit.
Oh, mama, that's pussy. Oh, fucking hell.
That's not even a tits, is it?
I just love good drag, and I love people that love drag, and you can see that they appreciate it so much.
And they fully commit to it.
It's an art form for them.
Fully commit to it.
Oh. And the winners are Spanky and Yuri.
Of course. The two Kiwis, my girls.
Oh, my goodness. You know what? Yes, Spanky won. Spanky did so well.
That was definitely on the performance.
And I definitely know that Spanky mentored Yuri fantastically.
That part.
And Spanky cannot be discredited for that. Spanky lifted her up, encouraged her, and made a safe space for her to shine.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, this was Yuri's episode.
Yes.
Yuri has been shy and reserved the first couple of episodes. She struggled last week in the acting challenge, but this we saw it was incredible.
It's definitely that thing where, you're doing things that you have never done before, but when you sort of put one foot out there and it's received really well, that gives you the fire to lift it up.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what this confidence does, because I feel that's what she needed. She needed a pat on the back to be like, babe, you're good.
And from Mother.
Stop discounting yourself. You're really good.
But the girls come back and they seem to know who's in the bottom.
Yeah,
and it's Pomara and
Beverly.
Beverly.
Yeah, B1 and B2. Pomara first kind of sits down and has a moment to herself, and
then we get that this is my moment.
Yeah, then Beverly decides, you know what, now's the time for me to cry and take all the attention away. Say what you will about Drag Race Down Under, but some of the cutaways this week have been just like gold, because while Beverly starts, sorry Beverly, but as Beverly starts crying, they go to Pomara and she's like, and everyone's looking at Beverly and like, she's like, ooh. And Pomara's like, and I know it's really sad.
You know what though? I heard a lot of what Beverly was saying, and I was just like, no. No. I completely disagreed with what Beverly was saying. And I was sort of she is young.
Yes.
She's young. So I do find a lot of young performers take things to heart. When critique's given, it's not about you, it's the work.
Mm-hmm.
It's not you as a person, it's the work.
Which, I'm notorious for not understanding that, because
that means nothing.
Yeah, that means nothing. And my work is me. I feel like she's been faking it till she's made it up until this point in the competition. She's been like talking the talk, saying what she thinks need to be said, being shady, being bitchy, but this is her being like, I'm just saying it, but I'm not actually that person. Like in the competition, she's been safe the first 2 weeks. So she hasn't had any critiques whatsoever. This is her first critique, full stop.
It's just like, yeah, you're fine, done.
Yeah. So I can understand she's, even at the top of the episode, she's like, I need to show them that I exist. Hello, here I am. Anyway, they know who's in the bottom. We know who's in the bottom. They go back to the main stage, and Rue does not milk it at all.
Straight in, it's like,
you're in the bottom, lip sync now.
Yes,
dance, monkey, dance.
Do you think the line producer was like, oh, we're running out of time, just get them to
They were like,
cut it.
Pomara wasted a lot of our time yesterday, so we need to make up for it now. So bottom.
Boom.
And they lip sync. And it's to a modern song. Modern song, I sound like you.
They're dancing around to Kylie Minogue in Years and Years.
Yes, great song. Pomara takes off her skirt. I understand, because she has to lip sync in that.
But instead of black undies, we get nude granny panty.
Well, no, I think that Rupaul was watching that and said, do you know what? Maybe black underwear isn't that bad after all. Beverly takes off everything and is in a little corset with her nips hanging out, but she was clever enough, got pasties on.
Yep, Swiffered the floor as well with a taint.
Beverly's dancing, flipping, skipping.
Well, she's nearly punching Pomara out as well.
Yeah, and Pomara is trying to keep up. She's on the floor. She's going around.
I have to say, though, I was watching it and Beverly.
Yeah, at the beginning, Pomara.
Yes.
Pomara held herself and was actually delivering the song, whereas Beverly was just like scooting around being like crazy bandicoot. But there became a point where Pomara tried to match that, and then that derailed her owning the performance, which was a shame.
I think it was when the split happened. It was like, now I've done the splits, help. I've fallen down and I can't get up.
Yeah. So unfortunately, we have to say goodbye to Pomara. Bye, Pomara.
Hey, Corneda.
Goodbye.
I mean, even to get that far, like,
she got to be Casey Donovan. She made an outfit out of a mat. Pretty good. It's a pretty good run.
Yeah.
Beverly has scooted through
I can't wait to see the next week's episode, actually.
Yeah, next week
Is
is
it?
Snatch Game.
Snatch Game is my favorite, and so many girls fuck it up.
Oh my God. Snatch Game is here. I can't wait to see who they bring.
I hope just someone chooses someone they can do, not just look like.
Well, Polly, it has been absolutely a treat to have you here at Kick-Ons. Have you had a good time?
No, I've hated every minute.
Well, don't worry because you need to leave.
Thank you. Who's got the money? Who's paying?
No.
I did this for free.
Mhm.
What the fuck?
We haven't been able to hit monetization levels yet, so everyone has been donating the time.
Oh, fuck this shit. I'm out. All right. Bye.
Tune in next week for more shenanigans. My name's Simone, and you've been fucking fabulous.
This way, isn't it?
Yeah,